Hello everyone. In this video I am going to show you how to create a REST API using Spring Boot framework. To teach you how to create a REST API, I am going to build an example API for a simple to-do application. Okay, let's get started. First of all, we need to create a Spring Boot application. There are multiple ways to do that. You can create a Spring Boot application using Maven, or it can be created using an IDE if it supports that. Or you can go to the website called start.spring.io and create it from there. That's what I'm going to do now. Let's go to the website start.spring.io. Okay, there are multiple options, so we can configure our project as we want. Let's give our application name as a to-do service, and then we need additional dependencies. First one is Spring Web, because we are building a web API, and then we need database, so we use MySQL as our database. So let's select MySQL driver dependency, and then we need to have a Spring JPA dependency, and then we can click generate. Then it will download a zip file containing our project. Then we need to extract that project into some location in our hard drive. Okay, now it's done. Then open IntelliJ IDEA, and then click open or import, and go to the project location and select it, and then click OK. Now the project is loading. Okay, now it's reading a pom.xml file and downloading our dependencies. So this will take some time, so let's wait. Go to packages view, and let's expand the package. So we have two classes here, to do service application and to do service application test. We don't need test right now, so let's try to open this class. Okay, you can see there's a main method here, so we can run this, and there's an annotation called at Spring Boot application. So this is the bare minimum of Spring Boot application, and you can run it now. Actually Spring Boot comes with the Tomcat server, so when you run it, it will deploy the Tomcat server. Default port is 8080. Although this API doesn't have any endpoints, we can run it. Okay, there is an error. Let's see what is it. Failed to configure a data source. Okay, we need to configure a database first. So let's open application.properties file, and we need to include several properties here. First one is Spring data source driver class name, and this is equal to com.mysql.jdbc.driver. And second one is spring.datasource.url, and this is equal to jdbc mysql /localhost. It's localhost because my database is currently running on this machine, and this default port is 3306, and database name is let's say to do db. Okay, and then we need to have we need to set up username and password. So let's write spring.datasource.username. Currently it's root, spring.data source.password. It's also root, and let's try to run it. Okay, we got another error. Let's see what is it. Okay, it says unknown database to do DB. We need to create our database first. So we can use any MySQL client. I am using HighDSQL. Let's log into the database and create new database to do underscore DB. Okay, now database is created. Let's try to run it again. Okay, our service is running successfully, and it started on port number 8080. So let's open our browser and try that URL, localhost colon 8080. Okay, we get error page because we don't have any API endpoints. So this is normal. And then we need to start creating our endpoints. So let's create our controller class, and we need a package called resources, and the class name is to do resource. Okay, first we need to add an annotation called at rest controller. So Spring Framework knows this is a controller class. So now we can map to-do's URL into this controller. We do it by adding another annotation called at request mapping, and let's add test method to check whether this is working. And let's add an annotation to say this is get mapping. Now restart the server. Then try that to-do's URL. Okay, our test method is running. So we have successfully created our first resource, and then we can start developing our endpoints. I just deleted test method here. So in the next video I will start creating endpoints. Thank you.